butterfly in the sky. I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow.
What's up, everybody? Man, I hate when I trip over my words like that. It just makes me feel so ridiculous. Anyway, last night my homie sent me a photo of the weather. Last night my homie sent me a photo of the weather saying that I need to be ready because the rain's gonna come in, and with rain means downed limbs, broken trees, lightning bolts, hail damage, all types of stuff. Now, her and her husband do paintless dent repair, so they watch the app pretty closely because when big storms happen, they pack up and they go and they make their money, and I mean, they clear a pretty significant amount every year with their business. So what I'm doing is watching the same kind of website. I'm not as in tune as I probably should be. She's like lives on there, so she watches all the time. She always hits me up like, hey, you know, be watchful. And I'm like, dang, okay, I need to be. So pretty much she watches it like a hawk. I don't. I probably need to. Anyway, she told me it's gonna rain today, and I was like, oh shoot, it probably is. I saw it's gonna rain. I told my customer, even though I was supposed to be there at like 9 or 10, I was like, you mind if I show up at 8 so I can get the job done, hopefully before it stops raining around like 9:30. She's like, yeah, go ahead. And so one thing with this business, there's gas and there's hand-powered pruners or pole saws, and I have as you can see, a hand one. And I told her, I was like, hey, I'm not gonna wake the kids or wake you guys up. I'm gonna just use my hand saw and come through, do the job. She's like, yeah, it's fine. And just a word of advice, if you got people with kids, this is the way to go. You got customers with kids, just use a hand saw, it's all good. You don't gotta be like, I knocked this job out in literally an hour and 13 flat. Like on the dot, boom, it turned 9:13. As I looked to pull my phone out of my pocket, and I was like, dang, 4 trees, yo. 4 trees I trimmed, and I was only gonna do the 3 in kind of like half, but this one section I really just had, I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna do this for them. A smaller family, and I was like, man, you know what, not everybody could just throw a whole bunch of money at trees. I was like, you know what, I'll go ahead and give them a discount because she's like my little sister, and you know, I was just like, yeah, I'll help them out. So knocked out 4 for the price of 3, and yeah, what the heck is that? Hey, in the last few years, in that area, going back that way, they have had a lot of military trucks, and I know they got like I worked at this place called Dyna last year. We literally make bombs. Crazy, right? I was making the encapsulation of the actual charge, but the funny thing is where they house the charges, if one just blew up, so that means just one charge would set off that whole factory, and they said it would take out everything within a 100-mile radius, which is freaking scary. Like, the immediate blast would only be, I think the building was probably like a 1/4 mile away. Not even that. I think they were measured it in yards or like something like that. And if it blew up, we were that close to that thing just kabooming. 100-mile radius. That means we would be the first, like everybody on the outskirts of that would probably be kind of recognizable, maybe a little bit, I don't know. But like for us, we would just be disintegrated. And that was really scary. I'm so glad I'm out of that and doing my own thing now. Cause I definitely wouldn't have woken up with as much enthusiasm to go to work while it's raining. I'd have found some reason to not have to drive all the way out there. But that's not the case when you own your own business. When it's your own business, rain, shine, sleet, you out there. And shoot, had it been snowing, I'd have been drifting on my way to work just, oh, yeah, oh. Okay, the only reason this is happening is because I just got into a roundabout, so I wasn't actually drifting. That's it. I'm excited. I'm posting a new reel, new TikTok today, new short. So stay tuned for that if you follow me on any of the social medias. But yeah, no, life's good, y'all. For real, for real. Life's good. We out here, we're getting it done. God has been blessing and blessing and blessing. And I honestly could and sometimes still want to complain because there's a lot of life that is ridiculous. But I'm going to just tell you this. Regardless of how things may be at the time, my customer is also one of my homies. Like I said, she's like my little sister. Her husband is a welder, and something they just told me, and I'm going to relay to you guys. All right. He said, you know, he's a welder, and pretty much he went into business. No, not pretty much. He went into business for himself. And she's definitely nervous about that because when you're on a pay schedule, you're used to, it's almost like feeding time for your animals, right? It's Friday, so come on, paycheck, come on, paycheck. Is that it? And truly, man, living paycheck to paycheck, you know what I mean? That feeling is just not a good feeling because what happened this month, apparently a bunch of people got paid on the 4th instead of the 1st like they were supposed to this month. And I don't mean that just with like a couple. I mean like for real, like a bunch of people in Texas got paid late for whatever reason. And that's just a scary feeling because if you have, you know, late fees or anything that get on top of your already high payment or whatever it is that you have to pay or money has to go towards, that's just stress. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, man, I would hate to be, I like, not think to myself, I know in my heart that I don't want to have that. I don't want to be essentially stuck waiting for feeding time. If I'm hungry, I want to eat. And the cool thing about owning your own business, as he said, and she figured out, is that yeah, it might be kind of slow at first. It's like, what's going to happen here? It's the once it takes off and that doubt subsides, then it's just like, because I saw her the other day, and she's just kind of chilling. She's still working, and you know, here local, and you know, but she doesn't really have to work because his business took off. And she said, like, at first I was kind of, but now I don't even worry. And that's literally what it comes down to. You cannot worry. You know what I mean? Worry is the thief of joy. Worry is the thief of joy. And if you if you just worry, how can you have joy? How can you have peace? I just don't see it being possible. I truly don't, you know. And I can't lie. I made a video, and I haven't put it on my YouTube yet. I think I'm going to, or maybe post clips from that particular day. But there was a day that I was highly frustrated. I think I had a cancellation that day. It was like 2 months almost with no business, and it was just a whole lot. Like, truly, it was a whole lot. And I was worried. And more than being worried, I start questioning my faith. And you guys know, from if you follow this channel, it's a faith-based channel. By the way, if you aren't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe now and like this video if you have your own business. talking about when I talk about faith. But you got to have faith. And I was questioning that because I'm like, okay, here it is. I believe a certain way. And I'm not, just because you believe in God, I'm going to just tell you straight up. Just because you believe in God doesn't mean your life is going to be all peaches and perfect and so great all the time. Yeah, woohoo. That's not how it works. That's definitely not how it works. Okay. You still got to work. You're going to have tough seasons. You're going to have hardships. But the cool thing about having faith in God is that you don't have to do it alone. And when you realize that, and you probably heard that before, like people who talk about God, who say like, oh, you're not in this alone, the Lord is with you. And you're like, what? An invisible sky guy can help me out? Like, listen, I don't know how you think about it or whatever, but just know that yes, the Lord is always there, and he does some pretty amazing things. I'm on a rant, but I just wanted to say all this to say, like, this is the time to start your own business, because you don't want to be at a job that's only going to pay you a certain amount and hopefully, doesn't fire you for whatever reason or another, or can let you go, or you worked a certain amount of hours at a temp agency. Now you got to get a new assignment, probably for less money, and you can't contact the main people you're working for. Listen, there's so many different things out there, and it's just like, you don't want that. You do not want that. I don't want that for y'all. You guys are good people, and I want the best for y'all. So it's Chan. It's a day I got out here. Like I said, I finished before the rain came, and that was honestly pretty exciting. And I cannot wait to see what spring started yesterday. I thought it started on the 1st or 2nd, but it's actually the 20th. And so spring is here, and I honestly don't know what's going to happen. But what I do know is that I am going to make sure that I'm prepared. I always talk to y'all about tilling the field. That means just get prepared to plant seeds. So you prep the ground and you plant the seeds. All you got to do is wait. And when it's harvest time, you're going to have more than plenty. You're going to have to get other people, and which that's another thing too. Somebody told me the other day that they're so blessed, but you're blessed more when when you're blessed more, it's to bless others, not just yourself. And something that I have to work on because of selfishness inside me is blessing others. And I can't wait, because the more business I get, that means the more opportunities I'm gonna have to be able to hire some of my friends that need work, or hire people in general that need extra money or a job for the day, or just going through a hard time. Like, hey, come work for me for a week and until you get back to your bit. You know what I mean? Just stuff like that. Like, I cannot wait. Oh man, I can't wait. And then just have my seasonal, my regular employees, my dispatcher, my girl, and just, keep going. Let's see where this goes, man. It's the sky is literally the limit, because one, I got faith in God to bless this business. And two, like I said, I woke up today, even though you see it's kind of rainy and blah today, man, hey, we get out there anyway. Had it started raining while I was working, I would have kept going, because one, I got a handsaw, not a gas saw. I ain't got to worry about stuff getting wet or nothing. But two, it was just, I felt it in me. I had to get it done. I said I was going to be back by 10 o'clock. It's literally 9:51. Let me run inside so I don't get in trouble. Peace out, y'all.